Okay, we have returned to this part of the commentary. Non-Disney Villains Tournament on round 10, part 1. Yeah, we're still in part 1, even though I'm doing multiple parts on each commentary. So let's get going. So we got Queen Bavmorda versus the Wicked Witch of the West. So Queen Bavmorda is planning a treachery against Provian and the Witch, and she sees Dorza and Provian as the winning team. So the Wicked Witch storms and it discovers all this. Hey, what you doing trying to double cross us? I would have used the B word, but no. There are some people that probably wouldn't like me using that word. Hey, I thought she would have melted. Because, she threw a bucket of water at her. Or, piles of water at her. Yep, she still survived. Yet, despite being a very, very, very old movie, it just doesn't matter. It's still iconic. In fact, that's how most non-Disney wars are having with it. They're mostly just from underrated movies and iconic franchises. The Wizard of Oz, that version being one of them. Not all the entirety of obscure things like Worst Heroes and Villains War ever does. I'm just saying. Actually, if you saw the H.C. Fortin or Mira Flordyke did a blog on non-Disney versus worst villains, I think you'll get the picture. On non-Disney side and worst ever side. I'm just saying. Wait, whoop, 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 whoop. Well, the way you spin it around makes me think of Curly. Got any tricks yet? Who's this? Oh, so now she melts. So Queen Bavmorda wins. Immunity! Immunity! Oh, what the world? First I did the girl, and now from you! Oh, well. Now back to the hand-drawn realm. We see Dr. Stockman using all, checking on these Mausers. Until Thrax shows up. Oh, yes. That's the only way to describe himself. Although I kind of get some people would like Baxter Stockman, but I'm sorry, but again, he's such a whiny character. He acts all tough and almighty, but when something goes wrong, he whines like a brat. Yeah, I do not care if he's going to be killed by Thrax. Just let it get going. Although I think Thrax would make a good horror villain. He's like the punk Freddy Krueger, in a way. Then we see Rothbard is summoning someone from the live-action realm, the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, it's the West. Okay, I'm assuming that is the Wicked Witch. Oh, I want to see it again. I've never seen this. I'm gonna guess it's either one of those adaptations of Wizard of Oz, or this is the cartoon version of Wizard of Oz. Even though it's also an adaptation. But I don't think I've ever seen this version of Wizard of Oz. So if it is the Wicked Witch of the West who just died, but came back to life, but ended up in the hand-drawn realm, what version of the Wizard of Oz is this from? But I did look it up, and there is a TV show, and what I've seen from Mr. Code, it just does not look like a good TV show. Huh. Well, better than using the one from the Tom and Jerry version. Then we see Dolph with Pinky and the Brain, and Jenner. Well, Jenner is he's getting Brain to switch sides to betray Mojo Jojo. And this gives Brain Yeah, just to be safe, I don't want to do the whole copyright claim because, Pinky being Pinky, he's just thinking of something else. No thirst for blood. So all revile creatures will rule the world. I love about Secret of NIMH. Okay, if you've never seen Secret of NIMH, I'll leave a link down below. It's from the Nostalgia Critic. The Nostalgia Critic really, really loved The Secret of NIMH. Even I love Secret of NIMH. Even my dad loved Secret of NIMH. And I do like the generous just making Brain betray the Alliance. This is such... going into the Game of Thrones action. Even though I have not seen Game of Thrones, I know what it's about. Technically, a little bit. But this is going to the levels of Game of Thrones. Although I do like how Dolph is like, am I seriously dealing with these clowns? Then we see Jim Moriarty and the Master all in the discussion with little Lucifer. But it turns out it's not Lucifer. It's Crowley. See what I told you guys. Just like in my commentary on the live-action Villains War. That is just Crowley dressing up as Lucifer. So it's not Lucifer, it's Crowley, who was just taking a disguise of him. So they're all in the meeting because they want to be part of the Legion of Darkness. Okay, that's just awesome. You got the criminal mastermind, Jim Moriarty, a Time Lord, who is the Master, and the King of Hell, Crowley. That is just awesome to see these guys together. Which, again, Lucifer is based on a character that I believe is real. Okay, it'd be like having Adolf Hitler or John Wayne Gacy or Saddam Hussein in the war. Crowley is a fictional character. He's not from a Bible. He's not from any religious text. He's not from any of those things. He's just a character from the TV show. Period. Anything in the form of Lucifer again. Then we see Eris has recruited Ruber, who is in Tartarus. Good to see him back. I mean, he is one of the major non-Disney villains. I just don't think it works to kill off any popular non-Disney villains. And just like I don't think it works to killing off the popular Disney villains, unless there's not enough footage. That is. So, yeah, there was non-Disney villains tournament round 10, part 1, and still one of my most favorites. And see you guys in another part, or another round.